Matthew 16:21 through 23. From then on, Jesus began to tell his disciples plainly that it was necessary for him to go to Jerusalem, and that he would suffer many terrible things at the hands of the elders, the leading priests, and the teachers of religious law. He would be killed, but on the third day he would be raised from the dead. But Peter took him aside and began to reprimand him for saying such things. "Heaven forbid, Lord," he said, "this will never happen to you." Jesus turned to Peter and said, "Get away from me, Satan. You are a dangerous trap for me. You are seeing things merely from a human point of view, not from God's. Be careful of what you listen to from those closest to you, because when the enemy can't hit you directly, he'll disguise his words as those of a close companion." That's not to say that we should never take advice from others, or to never take mind to what they say, but that we should take everything said to God. Now, Jesus was and is God, so it was a little easier and quicker for him to come back with a knowing answer, but for us, it might take some time and a lot of prayer. But just be careful that you are open for that answer, because oftentimes we deeply know it already, but are unwilling to admit it. But when that's not the case, and God isn't using others to break through to you, be careful that the enemy itself isn't being slick. In this moment, it would have been easy to see Peter's words as a rope handed for safety from a friend. I mean, who wouldn't want their friend to speak life over them in a time you quite literally are about to die? Only, sometimes we have to die for God's greater plan. The other might not even notice that they are speaking not of their own words, or at least not of God's, which I'm sure Peter very much didn't think was happening, but it doesn't make it any less true. It won't always be easy to hear the difference, but when you train your ears and hear enough to know God's voice, it becomes easier to know who else is speaking for him and who isn't, even if it often is the same person. There have been plenty of times I've heard someone saying something that didn't even sound like them saying it, but an evil spirit behind them. While other times from that very same person, I've taken things said to the Lord to find out that it was him influencing them to get my attention. So, next time a friend or even a stranger tells you something that seems to linger a little too long to be a coincidence, because I don't believe in coincidences, take it to the Lord and see what he has to say. It could be from him or from the enemy and needing to be rebuked to finally shake it off. God bless you, loves, and remember to have a discerning ear and heart submitted to God.